Call planning zoning meeting to order. Everybody stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. John Matthews. Here. Terry Bukowski. Here. Mark Denny. Here. Alex Tomorrow. Here. Will Smith. Here. Rocky Hempel. Here. Jeanette Holloman.
Here.
Jeff Spink. Here. And I'm present, Steve Rosenthal. All members are present. Do I have a motion on the October 7th meeting?
So moved.
Second. Rocky moved. Do I have a second?
Second. Sorry.
Just pick one. It don't matter.
I heard it. Or first. I have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes from the October 7th special meeting. Any discussion?
I just have one clerical point. It said on the approval of minutes, motion passed 9-1.
I missed that too.
We only have 9 commissioners.
Yeah, it can't be 9-1. It has to be 9-0. So, must have been a typo.
Good.
Just clarification.
That was a trick.
Who voted twice?
Any other discussion? Any roll call vote? John Matthews?
Yes.
Terry Bukowski?
Yes.
Mark Denny?
Yes.
Alex Tomorrow?
Yes.
Will Smith?
Yes.
Rocky Hempel?
Yes.
Jeanette Holman?
Yes.
Jeff Spink?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion carries 9-0. Secretary's report.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. We have 2 items that we'll be hearing this evening. We have 1 case that has been continued, so we'll have 1 special use permit that we'll be hearing, and then we also have a Board of Zoning Appeals. I will only need 7 of you for that Board of Zoning Appeals, so 2 of you can elect to leave. Again, we mentioned it last week, but next month's meeting will not be on Wednesday. That's Veterans Day, so it'll be on Thursday, just to remind you, when nobody will be here to let you in. That's all that I have.
Okay. Do I have a motion on the minutes, on the agenda, I'm sorry.
So moved.
Second.
Rocky again. Ricky and John, you seconded.
Quick.
I have a motion on the floor and a second to approve the agenda as written. Any discussion? A roll call vote. John Matthews?
Yes.
Terry Bukowski?
Yes.
Mark Denny?
Yes.
Alex Tomorrow?
Yes.
Will Smith?
Yes.
Rocky Hempel?
Yes.
Jeanette Holloman?
Yes.
Jeff Spink?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion carries 9-0. Okay, case number DEV. Oh, any decorations before we go on? I'm sorry. On either case. Okay, we'll continue. Case number DEV 20-105. Consideration application for a special use permit for a small limited business, ornamental iron and farm repair business located in a tract of land in the southwest corner of the southeast corner of Section 11, Township 10, Range 20 east of the 6 p.m. in Leavenworth County, Kansas. Request submitted by Matthew Wrong. I hope that's right. Requires a public hearing. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per person. Staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Before us, we have case number DEV 20-105. This is a special use permit renewal for a small limited business, as Commissioner Rosenthal said. This business was first approved in the year 2000 and was renewed in 2010. The applicant specializes in gate and fence building, farm implement repair, and general welding services. Much of his business is conducted on building sites, but he works on his property as well. When I conducted a site visit on September 30th, much of his materials and equipments were stored in and around the barn that contains the ironworking operations. I found this area to be well screened due to the lay of the land and his long driveway. While on site, we conducted a decibel reading while running his air compressor, which he told me was his loudest machinery. This resulted in an increase of just 2 decibels. Mr. Bachman does not conduct any automotive repair, does not store any bulk solvents or fuels related to his business on site. You will also find included in your packets with the agenda some positive emails that his neighbors have sent since this staff report was compiled, so we weren't able to include it, but please note those. Staff recommends approval of this special use permit renewal, subject to conditions. Mr. Boffman is here to answer any questions, as will we.
Any questions of staff? Okay. Upon opening the public comment portion of this hearing, those of you who wish to speak either for or against this item upon recognition will give your name and address. Each time you begin to speak, this is necessary since the public hearing is being recorded. Will the applicant please come forward? Can you put the requirements up on the screen, please? Please state your name and address for the record.
Anthony Boffman, 24584 Fairmount Road, Slough, Kansas.
You have anything to add?
No, I mean, trying to stay in business for another 10, 15 years until I can retire.
Have you seen all the requirements out there? Are there 7 of them?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. You okay with all of them?
Shall we limit it to a period of 10 years? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I read that earlier.
Okay.
So,
Any questions of the applicant? Thank you, sir.
yeah, thank you.
We will now hear from anyone wishing to speak in opposition to this request. In opposition. Now hear from anyone wishing to speak in favor of this request. In favor. Is there any additional information to be presented?
No, sir.
The public comment portion of this hearing is now closed. Are there any questions or comments, commissioners?
No-brainer.
What?
It's a no-brainer.
Okay. And now how about a motion?
I make a motion that we approve case number DEV 20-105, subject to the comments received and that the qualifications be met.
There's a second.
Second.
John seconded. Motion on the floor with a second to approve case number DEV 20-105, special use permit for small limited business, Oriental Iron and Farm Repair Business. With staff recommendations, is there any further discussion? Now we have a roll call vote. John Matthews.
Yes.
Terry Bukowski.
Yes.
Mark Denning.
Yes.
Alex Tomorrow.
Yes.
Will Smith.
Yes.
Rocky Hempel.
Yes.
Jeanette Holdeman.
Yes.
Jeff Spink.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Motion carries 9-0. The Board of County Commissioners will consider this item on December 2nd at 9 a.m. in the Leavenworth County Courthouse. Anyone wishing to be present for this meeting needs to call the Board of County Commissioners office, be put on the attendance list. Any person wishing to file a protest petition must contact the Planning and Zoning Office. Protest petitions must be filed with Leavenworth County within 2 weeks of the meeting. To be valid, the protest petitions must be signed by owners in the 20% area in the notification area. Good luck to you, sir, and December 2nd, 9 a.m., right here, same place. Okay.
November.
It's not December.
It says December 2nd. I'm reading it, so
Put it over the hand now.
I'm wrong there. You're wrong.
Maybe it's the
Is that
20th.
right?
Commissioner, I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Well, they're questioning the date of the meeting, and I said, it says here December 2nd. Is that correct?
That's not correct. No.
Very long time.
Be in 3 weeks' time, right? Could be like November.
No, that's too long.
Maybe
November
that's the date
4th.
that 10th commissioner will be here.
So it's the day after the election.
November 4th, yeah.
November? Okay. So it's November 4th.
November 4th.
Be here on November 4th. Forget what I said earlier.
Sorry, thank you for catching that.
You're welcome.
A long time.
9
Okay,
a.m., yes.
we're adjourning planning commissioning, and does anybody want to leave?
You need Felix to leave, don't you? No?
What?
I'll go.
I need 2 two to lead.
I'll go. I'll set the audience.
Rocky?
Yeah,
David Rocky.
I'll go ahead.
Okay. All right. Open up the Board of Zoning Appeals. Have a roll call. John Matthews?
Here.
Terry Bukowski is gone. Mark Denny?
Here.
Alex Demaro?
Here.
Bo Smith? Is here. You're here. aren't you? Rocky Himpel is absent, or don't need to be. Jeanette Holloman
Yes, him.
and Jeff Spink. Here. And I'm present, so that's 7 members present. Okay, case number DEV 20-030, consideration application for a variance for Leavenworth County zoning subdivision regulations under Article 5, Section 4, which require a minimum square feet of 200 feet on a tract of land in the southwest quarter of Section 4, Township 11, Range 22 East of 6 p.m., Leavenworth County, Kansas, also known as 19000 174th Street. Request submitted by Thomas and Mary Brown. It does be probably a public hearing. However, remember, we are the final decision. This does not go to the county commissioners. Our decision tonight, it will be final. Staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Before us, we have case number DEV 20-094, variance for the minimum road frontage requirement. This parcel only has 64 feet of road frontage in a zoning district that requires 200 feet. The original builders of this home on the parcel owned a large amount of this southwest quarter. Most of the adjacent parcels were split off of this parcel, eventually leaving this oddly shaped property. I'm going to go through the golden factors because those are what is important to consider on this case. The variance requested arises from such condition which is unique and which is not ordinarily found in the same zoning classification as created by the zoning regulations, and not an action or actions from the property owner or the applicant. This parcel has existed with what remains as its current road frontage configuration since at least 1976. At that time, a large amount of the southwest quarter of this section was owned by the former owners. This included over 600 feet of road frontage on State Avenue as well, there to the south. Sometime between 1988 and 1989, the two parcels, which now contain 17268 and 17210 State Avenue, there below, were sold, rendering the 64-foot wide driveway that they had left as a consideration as their only road frontage. Since that, the property has changed hands a number of times and is in fact owned by the Housing and Urban Development Department. The granting of this variance will not adversely affect the rights of adjacent property owners or residents. The property has been a single-family home with only this road frontage for over 40 years. Nothing will be changing with this granting of a variance other than the reoccupation of this home. The strict application of the provisions of the zoning regulations of which variance is requested will constitute unnecessary hardship upon the property owner represented in the application. The home has been owned by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development since 2016. Applicants requesting the variance are seeking to buy the property from HUD. The strict application of the zoning regulations will result in the applicant not being able to rebuild the home upon obtaining ownership of the parcel. The variance desired will not adversely affect public health, safety, morals, order, convenience, prosperity, or general welfare. The requested variance would not adversely affect those things. Granting the variance desired will not be opposed to the general spirit and intent of the zoning regulations. The parcel was established over 40 years, as I've mentioned, and has functioned as a residential home for over 40 years. The residence on the parcel has been vacant since at least 2016 when it was sold in a sheriff's auction to HUD. Granting the variance will allow the parcel to continue functioning as a single family residence. I will also mention that after completing the deed research, we realized that this was in fact two tracts on the same deed. In order to make sure that in the future we didn't accidentally grant two variances to two parcels, we had them resurvey the lot, and they got that to us in time and are in the process of combining the parcels, and so did as we asked. Applicants are here to answer any questions, as will we.
Okay. Any questions of staff?
The picture we got shows the lots all combined.
Victoria.
Will you say that again?
Is everything combined now on the picture there?
Yes, yes.
Yes, on our GIS even, it is shown as a single lot, but on the deeds, it could have been interpreted as two lots, so it needs to be surveyed to be a single lot, so that we didn't grant two variances. Make
Any
two
other questions to staff?
Yes. Did HUD buy this 5 years ago?
4 years ago.
2016.
Why wasn't this discovered then? Because wouldn't they have had to ask for frontage or not? Or
It
because
was
they're
a
not living in
foreclosure.
it?
It was
Yeah.
foreclosure.
Sure, it was a foreclosure.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't purchase
How many
it.
questions?
It's
I was surprised it was
Well,
this
it's a
long.
change of
in the
ownership
process.
situation.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Staff? Upon opening the public comment portion of this hearing, those of you who wish to speak either for or against this item upon recognition will give you name and address each time you begin to speak. This is necessary since the public hearing is being recorded. The public comment portion of this hearing is now open. Will the applicant please come forward? Please state your name and address.
Thomas Brown, 4108 North 141st Street, Placer, Kansas.
You have anything to add?
No, sir. As she stated, we've been dealing with HUD for around 26 weeks now. We found out about 3 months ago when we met here that we needed to get the survey done, so we had to wait until HUD signed the paperwork to allow us to have that done, and we've done that. So we're just at this point now.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant?
I have one. Is it going to remain just one lot?
Yes, ma'am.
It
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
okay.
We plan on either incorporating the old house as part of our new house structure or tearing the house down and rebuilding.
Any other questions of the applicant? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Is there anyone wishing to speak in favor or opposition of this request? In favor or opposition? Is there any additional information to be presented?
No, sir.
The public comment portion of this hearing is now closed. Are there any questions or comments, commissioners? Or I'll entertain a motion. And do remember again, this is the last stays here, so whatever we decide tonight is what it is.
I'd be tempted to vote against it, but it would create too much of a hardship on the prospective owners. So even though it doesn't comply with our rules and regulations,
Been that way for a long
I
time.
I
It's
would
a long
agree
time.
to the,
Been that way for a
variance.
long time.
yeah.
1976.
Making a motion then, or?
Yes. I motion that we approve. I've got to find the number again.
DV 20-.
Okay, there. DEV 20-094 with the findings of fact as listed A through E.
Okay, I got it as a 94 here, but in my page here it says 30. Which one is it?
It's 094.
Excuse me?
It's 94.
94? Okay. I probably said that at the beginning. 30 though, because that's what it said there.
That's why we always repeat it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Did you finish your, with
I
golden factors?
I included, I said including the golden factors A through E, I believe it was.
Okay.
Or either.
Motion on the floor with the second to approve case number DEV 20-094, variance from Leavenworth County zoning requirements, minimum frontage of 200 feet. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, have roll call vote. John Matthews,
Yes.
Mark Denny,
Yes.
Alex Tomorrow,
Yes.
Will Smith,
Yes.
Matt Holloman,
Yes.
Jeff Spink,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Motion carries 7-0. Sir, you're done. It's approved. It's approved. Anything else?
Sir?
Adjourned.